Yesterday is but today's memory, and tomorrow is today's dream. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Yesterday's the past, tomorrow's the future, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. It is difficult to say what is impossible, for the dream of yesterday is the hope of today and the reality of tomorrow. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. Never give up. Today is hard. Tomorrow will be worse. But the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. What you do today can improve all your tomorrows. If you are alone for a long time, soon you will accept loneliness. You will never know your potential if you are afraid to be alone. Sometimes the most important thing in a whole day is the rest we take between two deep breaths. There is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. There are moments when troubles enter our lives, and we can do nothing to avoid them, but they are there for a reason. Only when we have overcome them will we understand why they were there. Success is as dangerous as failure. Hope is as hollow as fear. To lead people, follow them. A sage who wants to be above people puts himself below them. Wanting to be ahead of them, he becomes behind. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. You can't make decisions based on fear and the possibility of what might happen. The truth is not always beautiful, nor are beautiful words the truth. Be bent and you will stay straight. Be empty and you will remain complete. Be worn out and you will stay new. Soft and weak wins over hard and strong. The harder you fall, the heavier your heart. The heavier your heart, the stronger you climb. The stronger you climb, the higher your pedestal. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. There is no crime greater than having too many desires. There is no disaster greater than not being content. There is no misfortune greater than being covetous. Be attentive to your thoughts. They are the beginning of actions. Optimism is a huge asset. We can always use more of it. But optimism isn't a belief that things will automatically get better. It's a conviction that we can make things better. Light tomorrow with today. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that count. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Temperance is the first step of virtue, which is the beginning of moral perfection. If you lack faith, then existence does not believe in you. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. The individual who says it is not possible should move out of the way of those doing it. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. Gets rid of the desire to have. What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job? A great man clings to the essential and leaves the insignificant. He does everything in truth, but he will never rely on laws. If you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else. You need to be buried deep in the dirt before you can find your bloom. The whole being knows without learning, sees without looking, and attains without doing. It's important to think of what it means to powerfully and successfully rise to challenges and all that it requires: determination, clarity, and steering clear of victim mentality. What the caterpillar calls the end, the rest of the world calls a butterfly. Who do you spend time with? Criticizers or encouragers? Surround yourself with those who believe in you. Your life is too important for anything less. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. It is better to live your own destiny imperfectly than to live an imitation of somebody else's life with perfection. Don't count the days, make the days count. When your dreams are bigger than the places you find yourself in, sometimes you need to seek out your own reminders that there is more, and there is always more waiting for you on the other side of fear. The snow goose need not bathe to make itself white. Neither need you do anything but be yourself. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, "I'm possible." The purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experience. Our chief want is someone who will inspire us to be what we know we could be. can always rise above those who offended you by forgiving them. Let's be great. In every day, there are 1,440 minutes. That means we have 1,440 daily opportunities to make a positive impact. The wise man is one who knows what he does not know. People of higher morality do not consider themselves moral. Therefore, they have the highest morality. Stay afraid, but do it anyway. What's important is the action. You don't have to wait to be confident. Just do it, and eventually the confidence will follow. It is never too late to be what you might have been. Bet on me, bet I will. Instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create. Never allow a person to tell you no who doesn't have the power to say yes. Imperfection is beauty. Madness is genius, and it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Whatever happens to you belongs to you. Make it yours. Feed it to yourself, even if it feels impossible to swallow. Let it nurture you, because it will. I have just 3 things to teach: simplicity, patience, compassion. These 3 are your greatest treasures. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. Who knows doesn't say. Who speaks doesn't know. By remaining true to yourself, without seeking to compare and compete, you will achieve universal respect. If you aren't afraid of dying, there is nothing you can't achieve. True words are not pleasant. Pleasant words are not true. Never say never, because the days go by so fast and nothing stays the same. We gain by losing, lose by gaining. Everything is within your power, and your power is within you. When I free myself from who I am, I become who I can be. Even a loss can turn into a profit, or a profit can turn into a loss. Fill your bowl to the brim, and it will spill. Keep chopping in your knife, and it will be blunt. The one who knows and pretends not to know is on top. Who without knowledge pretends to be knowledgeable. He is sick. It always seems impossible until it's done. He who knows the measure is satisfied with his position. Never confuse a single defeat with a final defeat. Just pick a goal and stick to it. No big, complicated secret. When true virtue is lost, good nature appears. When good nature is lost, justice appears. When justice is lost, decency appears. The rules of decency are only a semblance of truth and the beginning of all disorder. Just for the record, darling, not all positive change feels positive in the beginning. It's a wonderful thing to be optimistic. It keeps you healthy and it keeps you resilient. Care about what other people think, and you will always be their prisoner. Each day comes bearing its gifts. Untie the ribbon. Live for the praise of others, and you will become their prisoner. Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Encouraging someone to be entirely themselves is the loudest way to love them. The most important step a man can take. It's not the first one, is it? It's the next one. Always the next step. When you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let go. Believe in yourself. Stay in your own lane. There's only one you. The wise man avoids all extremes. You and you alone are the only person that can live the life that writes the story that you were meant to tell. And the world needs your story because the world needs your voice. When people know a lot, it is difficult to manage them. Victory over others gives strength. Victory over oneself gives fearlessness. Do not seek, otherwise you will lose. Do not seek, and you will find. If you look the right way, you can see that the whole world is a garden. He who is satisfied with his lot is rich. When someone tells me no, it doesn't mean I can't do it. It simply means I can't do it with them. Cultivate an optimistic mind. Use your imagination. Always consider alternatives and dare to believe that you can make possible what others think is impossible. Don't sit down and wait for the opportunities to come. Get up and make them. Through discipline comes freedom. I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to always reach my destination. Experience is not what happens to you. It is what you do with what happens to you. Opportunity may knock only once, but temptation leans on the doorbell. Time is a created thing. So say, "I don't have time" is like saying, "I don't want to." A man dies easily because he has too much will to live. Whoever talks up lots often fails. Once you face your fear, nothing is ever as hard as you think. Whoever, undertaking a business, hurries to quickly achieve a result will do nothing. He who carefully finishes his work as he began will not fail. There is nothing softer and more flexible than water, but try to resist it. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. Encouragement is like water to the soul. It makes everything grow. And now that you don't have to be perfect, you can be good. Definitions belong to the definers, not the defined. Health is the greatest possession. Contentment is the greatest treasure. Confidence is the greatest friend. New beginnings, or disguised as painful endings. Encourage yourself, believe in yourself, and love yourself. Never doubt who you are. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Stones and sticks are thrown only at fruit-bearing trees. You cannot expect victory and plan for defeat. Even if I don't reach all my goals, I've gone higher than I would have if I hadn't set any. You are controlled by the one who makes you angry. It's your life. You don't need someone's permission to live the life you want. Be brave to live from your heart. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Sometimes you must yield in order to win, and sometimes maintaining a low place leads you to win. To recognize your insignificance is empowering. I want to be in the arena. I want to be brave with my life. And when we make the choice to dare greatly, we sign up to get our asses kicked. We can choose courage, or we can choose comfort, but we can't have both. Not at the same time. Do not fear failure. Dare to fail in order to find ways to succeed. Failure is the condiment that gives success its flavor. So the unwanting soul sees what's hidden, and the ever-wanting soul sees only what it wants. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Make each day your masterpiece. Being a successful person is not necessarily defined by what you have achieved, but by what you have overcome. Life is short, but it is wide. This too shall pass. The sun himself is weak when he first rises and gathers strength and courage as the day gets on. Knowledge is the treasure, and practice is the key to it. The joy of life comes from our encounters with new experiences, and hence there is no greater joy than to have an endlessly changing horizon, for each day to have a new and different sun. Man dies from birth. Men who repeatedly lick the vagina every time during sex are considered very romantic. I don't harp on the negative, because if you do, then there's no progression. There's no forward movement. You got to always look on the bright side of things, and we are in control. Like, you have control over the choices you make. A man with outward courage dares to die. A man with inner courage dares to live. We will fail when we fail to try. There's power in allowing yourself to be known and heard, in owning your unique story, in using your authentic voice. And there's grace in being willing to know and hear others. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Because one believes in oneself, one doesn't try to convince others. Because one is content with oneself, one doesn't need others' approval. Because one accepts oneself, the whole world accepts him or her. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream.